So good day class, we will be having your virology. So for your virology, we will be having all of your viruses. So, and most of it is medically important viruses. And here in introduction, we will be having an overview with regards to what are those possible characteristics of your viruses. Okay. What are the common viruses that you may find? What are the diseases that they cause? And mostly your description as to what viruses are composed of and what are the types of them. Okay, so historically, okay, on ancient times, okay, 23 BC, no, is Kuna code of ancient Mesopotamia describe rabies-like symptoms. So most of okay, on that period, okay, or the most known, okay, infection caused by virus is your rabies. So, by that time, no, early documented viral infection is your rabies. So, coming from a mad dog bite, okay, an animal, so rabid dog, okay. Sa Iliad naman, by your Homer and Aristotle's writing reference your rabies as transmittable disease. Okay, so most of your viral infection are communicable, meaning they can be transferred from one person to another or from one host to another host. In this ancient observation, highlighted was the communicable nature of unseen agent, meaning they cannot see it through utilization of any magnifying device such as your microscope. Okay, so until now, okay, we utilize specialized type of microscope in order for us to view your viruses. Okay, and what are those type of microscope? You have your TEM and your SEM, or simply your electron microscopy in order for you to view your viruses. Okay, so si unseen agent nila by that time is your rabies virus. Okay, so again, si rabies ang unang documented viral infection. Okay, on viral evolution and survival. So, viruses evolved alongside with human, thriving on host ability for propagation. So, they are obligate, okay, intracellular, or they need a host. They need a cell in order for them to thrive. Okay, in order for them to live, to continue replicating, to continue reproducing, they need a host or specifically a cell. Okay, early viruses adapted to their host, avoiding immediate lethality, ensuring coevolution. So, coevolution meaning, okay, they are mutating, okay, evolving into their better type of their selves in order for them to adapt with the nature. So, such as your retroviruses, like your herpes viridae or herpes viruses and your papilloma viruses. So, pag sinabi nating retrovirus, retro, meaning going back, pabaliktad. So, later we will be discussing the flow of replication of your viruses. So, on that, no, special ni retrovirus is pabaliktad yung ginagawa niya. Imbes na DNA to mRNA, they are doing mRNA to DNA. Okay? They rely entirely on a living host cell, okay, for replication, being obligate. Okay, obligate intracellular, meaning they need, okay, a cell. So they need inside, okay, they live inside the cell in order for them to replicate and reproduce. Okay? So, transmission and tropism. Okay, viruses exhibit tropism, okay, meaning targeting specific cell or organism for infection. Meaning, pag sinabi nating tropism, ano si tropism? Meron siyang specific or may gusto lang siyang cell. Okay, for example natin for tropism, your COVID-19 or your SARS-CoV-2, CoV-2, anong cell ang specific na ini-infect ni SARS-CoV-2? Your ACE or your angiotensin converting enzyme. Okay, so yan yung tina-target niyang cell. So, trinay nila na gamitin si ACE inhibitors na drugs para i-inhibit or to prevent COVID, but unfortunately, hindi siya gumana. Ano pang another example natin ng Tropism. You have your HIV. Anong ini-infect niya? Your T cells. Specifically, your CD4. Okay? So, si CD4, doon lang siya nag-harbor. Yun lang yung gusto niya. Hindi siya pwedeng pumasok or hindi siya mag-mutate, magre-replicate sa loob ng ibang cell unless it is a CD4. Okay. So, many viruses originate from zoonotic, meaning they transfer, okay, from animal to human, such as your SARS-CoV, okay, coming from mammalian. So, madami tayong type ng SARS-CoV. So, the common is sa common na sa inyo is your COVID. But, way back, meron tayong SARS-CoV-1, okay, way back in 2003. Then, we have your MERS-CoV, way back in 2009 or 10. Okay, then you have your COVID-19. So, they are coming, so si COVID-19, for example, they are isolated from bats. Okay, from bats. Then, transferred to human. So, Wales Nile virus and even influenza. For influenza, madami tayong type yan. Your AH1N1, okay, bird influenza, okay, or bird flu, yung mga ganyan, na depende sa organism or the originating organism. Okay. So, pandemics and influenza. Okay, a pandemic occurs when novel virus, pag sinabi nating novel, new. Okay, bago. Novel virus emerge spreads from globally and sustain human-to-human transmission. So, pag sinabi nating pandemic, pan, meaning all over or panglahatan. Okay? Okay, pandemic. And sustain human-to-human transmission, meaning natatransfer na from human to human. Hindi na siya zoonotic. Hindi na siya animal to human, but to human. So that is one criteria in order for it to be called as a pandemic. So it needs to be transmitted from one human to another human. Okay. Influenza viruses are infamous for pandemics due to their antigenic drift and antigenic shift. So when we say drift, this is minor genetic changes. Okay, minor genetic changes. And pag sinabi naman natin antigenic shift, this is major genetic reassortment creating a novel strain. So a mutation that making a virus, okay, new or novel. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin, again, antigenic drift, this is adaptation. Adaptation, okay, gradual adaptation. Meaning, hindi agad-agad siyang nababago. Unti-unti. Pagka-shift naman, okay, immediate. Okay, immediate changes that makes it more disease concern. Okay? Next. The Spanish flu pandemic. So this is the first this is the first pandemic caused by a flu, the Spanish flu. This is way back in 1918 to 1919. Caused over 50 million deaths worldwide, unusually affecting healthy young individuals. And this is Spanish flu, okay, comes from rat. Okay, rat. Okay, next you have your H1N1 pandemic, which was from 2009. So, genetic reassortment between human and animal influenza. So, this is a specific type of, what do you call this? Virus coming from I forgot if it's pig or bird. Then you have, okay, your control. So, how do we control viral infection? So, first is vaccination. So, we need vaccines such as for smallpox, rabies, and yellow fever, which is instrumental in controlling some viral diseases. So, prevention natin is always vaccination. Early exposure in order for us to produce immune response or immunity to that specific virus. Then, challenges persist with diseases such as influenza, AIDS, and hepatitis due to viral evolution and diversity. Pag sinabi natin diversity, medyo madami siyang strain. Okay, madami siyang type. Okay, and that is giving us difficulty as to provision of your vaccine kasi not all vaccine, okay, not for example, your influenza H1N1, one vaccine is not applicable to other types of influenza. Kaya mahirap siyang gawa ng vaccine. Okay? So, such as hepatitis. So, hepatitis B, or for example, Hepa B, may vaccine siya. Pero sa Hepa C and sa Hepa D, wala. Kasi nga, um, merong, hindi applicable si hepatitis B for Hepa C and D. So, iba-iba sila ng vaccine dapat. But mostly, wala pa tayong vaccine for C and D. Only B. Then, emerging viruses and role of virology. So, since 1988, about 50 new viruses have been identified, which is complicating our prevention and control efforts because when we discover a new viral strain, okay, or new virus, they need to be analyzed, sequenced, and produce a vaccine. But nowadays, no, for example, in the COVID-19 um, event, no, medyo mabilis yung pag-produce natin ng vaccine due to technologies. We already identified the sequence of your virus, okay, giving us advantage as to the production of your vaccines. Okay, clinical virology continue to expand, providing critical diagnostic tools and insight for treatment and prevention. So mostly, um, for the diagnostic tools, mostly we utilize now your PCR testing. Kasi PCR provides us specific, case-specific and accurate diagnosis, unlike your other tests such as your serological study. Okay, hindi siya ganun ka-specific. And your culture, which is a gold standard. But unfortunately, okay, not all of your viruses can grow into a artificial culture. That's why still PCR is utilized as diagnostic tool for this. Okay. Then for treatment, usually we do pagka viral ang infection, ano lang ginagawa natin? Supportive treatment. Okay, unless we do have specific medication. Okay, pero mostly, okay, prevention, okay, and control lang yung ginagawa natin. But treatment, hindi masyado. Kasi nga, most of the viral diseases are self-limiting, meaning gumagaling ng pusa. Okay. Nature of viruses. So, viruses are obligate intracellular parasite, meaning they require host cell to replicate. So, paulit-ulit natin yan sinasabi. They do not undergo binary fission like bacteria. Okay? Hindi sila nag-undergo ng binary fission, meaning from one cell, magiging 2 cell. Hindi ganyan. From 2 cell, magiging 4 cell. Your viral replication, okay, 1 cell, pag viral, this is bacterial. Pag viral, replication, 1 cell is equals, pwedeng 5, pwedeng 10, okay, depende. Ganun siya kalala. Hindi siya katulad ng virus na bacteria na we can check as to the timeline. On your viruses, hindi ganun kadali. Kasi nga, it can replicate kay 1 is to 5, 1 is to 10, depended. Pero wala siyang definite number. Okay? Lack ribosomal RNA, meaning they cannot synthesize protein independently. And this protein that they utilize is coming from the host cell. Kaya nga kailangan living ang ini-infect nila kasi hindi sila makakapag-produce ng protein by themselves. So, kailangan buhay. Okay? So, nauso dati yung anong sinasabi nila, nag-i-inject daw ng HIV sa prutas. So, mabubuhay kaya yung HIV sa prutas, sa apple, yan, orange? Hindi, kasi hindi naman living yung cells nila. So, ganon. Tsaka wala naman yung specific cell na ini-infect nila doon sa fruits na yon. So, kaya hindi mabubuhay yung virus. Okay. Virus contains either DNA or RNA, never both. Kaya tayo later, meron tayong types na DNA and RNA virus. So, what are the general characteristics of your viruses? So, You have your viral structure, taxonomy, and the replication. So for the structure, okay, virion or virus particle are composed of the following parts. So a virion is a complete virus. Complete virus. Okay, so they have nucleic acid core, capsid, which is the protein coat, which is usually coming from the host cell, okay, lipid envelope, which is an optional depending on the type of bacteria, virus, and naked viruses. So, okay, again, virion is a complete virus particle, and capsid, okay, encloses the genome. Pag sinabi nating genome, your genetic material. It's either DNA or RNA for viruses. Pero pag bacteria or fungi, they can have both. Pero pag virus, pag nag-uusapan natin ay virus, one lang, either DNA or RNA. Then it consists capsomeres. Okay? Your capsomeres are protein subunits. And capsid, okay, which is shapes as helical or harrod-like, okay, or icosahedral or cubic shape. So later may sample tayo niyan. And your nucleocapsid, okay, nucleo and capsid, okay, this is a combination of your capsid and nucleic acid. Okay, so your nucleic acid is again your genetic material. Okay, nucleocapsid. Okay, first structure is your nucleic acid core. They contain genome of DNA or RNA, which can be single or double-stranded, depending on your virus, and has a variation sense strand of RNA, okay, such as positive sense or negative sense for RNA. Pag DNA, double or single strand. Okay? Encodes protein for viral penetration, transmission, and replication. So, si nucleic acid core or si genome ang nagpo-provide ng protein. Saan nanggagaling again yung protein? Sa host cell kasi kinokopya niya yung protein matrix. Okay? Coming from your cell. Next, capsid, which is your protein coat. Okay? Surrounds and protects the genome. So, composed of structural subunit called capsomere, which assembles into a symmetric structure. So, meron tayong picture mamaya. Anong itsura niyan? And it has shapes of helical, which is spiral, and icosahedral, usually cubical with 20 flat sides. And it facilitates cell specificity, trophism in naked virus. So, usually, your capsid is the one responsible for the trophism. Okay, say they need specific receptors coming from a cell in order for them to attach themselves and infect that type of cell. So, dyan nakikita yung infective capacity of your viruses on your capsid. Next, lipid envelope, which is an optional. Bakit? Optional, not all viruses have envelope. So, found in larger envelope viruses surround the nucleocapsid. So, aside from the capsid protecting the the nuclear content, they also have lipid envelope. And this contains viral proteins such as your glycoprotein spikes, hemagglutinin, and even neuraminidase. So, essential for host entry and attachment. And okay, matrix protein lies between the envelope and the capsid, may have enzymatic or infection-related function. So, para siyang cytoplasm, yung matrix protein natin. Okay, transmission, envelope viruses are fragile. Okay, transmitted via direct contact such as respiratory, sexual, or parenteral routes. So, pagka may envelope, mas mahina yung virus. Okay? Mas madali siya masira. Okay? So, tanda natin. Pag may envelope, madali mapunit yung envelope. Okay? Kaya fragile. And usually, direct contact ang transmission. Okay? Ano yung mga parenteral route natin? Inoculation via injection. Okay? Via traumatic inoculation. Okay? Mga ganyan. Naked viruses. So, pag sinabi nating naked, walang envelope, nakahubad, walang cover, highly resistant to environmental factors. So, pagka naked, mas matibay kaysa sa envelope. And transmission commonly spread via fecal-oral route. Okay? So, fecal-oral route. So, usually, oral transmission, ingestion. So, what is the difference between envelope and naked? So, envelope viruses have an outer lipid bilayer with glycoprotein spike, okay, for host cell attachment and more resistant to drying and pH changes. Commonly transmitted, okay? Or parang, wait lang. Parang may mali dito sa PowerPoint na to. Sorry, baliktad. This should be naked. Naked. And this should be envelope. Sorry. Sabi ko na, parang may mali. Okay? So, again, pag naked, more resistant sa mga environmental changes and commonly transmitted via, again, direct contact. And all negative sense RNA are envelope. So, most of the negative sense RNA are envelope. So, ito ay dapat nandito sa baba. Kasi envelope siya. So sa envelope virus, they have only capsid. Okay? And no envelope. Sorry, this is for your naked. And more vulnerable to na environmental conditions. C envelope kasi fragile nga siya. And again, all negative sense RNA virus are envelope. So this is a sample of your viral structure. So this is an icosahedral. Yan, may 20 flat sides yung nucleocapsid natin. Then helical naman pag non-envelope. So parehong non-envelope ito. So pag envelope naman, they have this and structure na yan. Parang si COVID, no? Si COVID kasi is envelope. So nasa loob nasa loob si nucleocapsid. Again, si nucleocapsid natin is nuclear content plus the capsid. Okay? So, nasa loob siya nung envelope. At ito yung envelope. And, ano yung mga nakaprotrude sa labas? Those are your glycoprotein spikes. So, pag isa pang structure, ito naman. So, ayan. This is your icosahedral. Okay? Naked virus. Pagka naman envelope, yan. Nakaloob siya sa envelope. And your helical. So, these are example of your viruses as to size. And the smallest, okay, smallest is your, so as you can see, this is the shapes of your viruses. And the smallest virus is your parvo and picorna virus. On your parvovirus, okay, yan yung pinaka note to be smallest pagka sa DNA. Pag RNA naman, it's your picorna virus. For the biggest, it's your pox virus for DNA and paramyxo for your RNA. But ayan yung structure nila. Okay? So, do you also have your bacteriophage? Okay? Okay. So, compared into your bacteria with E. coli, okay, which is usually 6 micrometer long. So, sobrang liit nung, yan, parang ganun lang siya. Kaya hindi natin siya makikita sa microscope. Okay. So, on your viral structure, your viral genetic material, you do have your DNA and RNA viruses. So, pag DNA, you have your single-stranded or double-stranded. It's either linear or circular. Pagka RNA naman, you have your positive and negative sense. So, pag positive sense, they usually requires or they functions as mRNA. So, they don't need to be converted. Pag negative sense naman, kailangan muna nilang ma-convert into mRNA before they can function. Okay. Pag ambisense, they have positive and negative regions. So, pwede sila mag-act as a positive sense at pwede din sila mag-act as negative sense. So what are your DNA containing viruses? So you do have your Adenoviridae. Pag sinabi natin viridae, that's your family. Okay? Hepadnaviridae, Herpesviridae. Okay? Then you have your Iridoviridae, Papillomaviridae, Poliomaviridae, and Parvoviridae and Poxviridae. Ano ang mnemonics natin for this one? So you had your Papa, sorry, Po, He. You have your Paramyxoviridae, Papillomaviridae, Adenoviridae, okay, Poxviridae, Herpesviridae, and um, Hepadnaviridae. Okay, Papa, Adpo, Hehe. And then the rest are RNA containing virus. Okay, and this is the usual genus, okay, infecting, okay, common name. So for again, adenovirus. Pag hepad na, the only DNA virus is your on your hepatitis is your Hepa B. Kaya hepad na viridae siya. Okay, DNA double-stranded circular. Okay. And then the shape is icosahedral. Yan. So, kailangan nyo lang malaman kung DNA or RNA, then kung double-stranded or single-stranded. So, mostly, ang single-stranded DNA lang natin is si Parvoviridae. Parvoviridae lang ang single-stranded natin na DNA as to this one. Okay, and the common example of this one is your parvovirus B19. Okay. Then, also, know the common names of your DNA viruses. Next, you have your RNA containing, so madami to. Adenaviridae, Bunya, Calci, Corona, Filio, Plavi, K, Orthomixo, Paramixo, Picorna, and even Rayo, Rhabdo, Toga, Retro. Okay, the most common, Retro. Onco, and Leventi. So, meron din sila. Okay. So, RNA, single-stranded. The only double-stranded is your Rheoviridae. Only double-stranded RNA is your Rheoviridae. Okay? At pag negative sense, your Calciviridae and your Picornaviridae. So, then, tandaan nyo yung common name nila. Kasi mostly sa common name, doon natin malalaman yung disease entity. Okay, for Arenaviridae, you have your lymphocytic choriomeningitis. Okay, Lassa fever. This is different from Lysa fever, which is common on your, commonly causing your rabies. So, iba yan. Pero hindi sila commonly na nag-cause ng disease. Bunya viridae. Okay, and then, yan, the hantavirus. Yan, naging common din yan si hantavirus nung previously. Caused by your urine in the urine of your rats. Calciviridae, your Norwalk virus. Okay, Norwalk is an adult causative of your viral enteritis. Okay? Okay. Next is your coronavirus. Ayan, madami tayong kilalang coronavirus. You have your SARS-CoV and your others. MERS-CoV, yung mga coronaviruses natin. Then, Filoviridae, Marburg virus, and Ebola virus. So, ito yung mga common na disease entity from Africa. Plavi, your yellow fever. Okay. Kasama natin yan si dengue, St. Louis encephalitis, and Japanese encephalitis. Okay. Next is your West Nile Hep C virus. Okay, still under your Flaviviridae. Orthomixo, your influenza viruses. Okay, paramixo, you have your mumps virus, measles, RSV, and human metapneumovirus. Yan, mga kailangan nyo maalala sila kasi sila yung mga common. Picorna naman, polio, and then your Coxsackie virus, A and B. So, si Coxsackie is causing your hand, foot, and mouth diseases. Then, Hepa A. So, most of your picorna are fecal-oral route. Okay. Kasi you have your Hepa A pa. Then, Rioviridae. Okay, Colorado tick fever, reovirus or rotaviruses. Okay, then Rhabdoviridae. Common is your Lysa virus. Common name is your rabies virus. Tandaan niyo. Toga naman. Usually, the common is rubella. And for the retrovirus, of course, you have your human T lymphocytic virus type 1 and type 2. And you have your HIV 1 and 2. So, magkaiba sila ng genus. So, on coronavirus, yung human T lymphocyte type 1 and 2. And you have your lentivirus for HIV. But previously, no, magkasama lang sila. Kaya, because HIV is not yet stabilized or established, na-identify siya under ni human T-cell lymphocyte virus. Kasi nga, di ba, T-lymphocyte pa rin yung ini-infect niya. So, nakakalassify siya as that. So, for the taxonomy, okay, doble, International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses ang nagpo-provide ng name for your virus, and they have hierarchical structure of viral taxonomy as to the classification depending on the level. So, of course, you have your order. Okay? 6 lang ang order ng virus, which is usually ending in virales. Pag viridae, day, family, 87 family. Subfamily is 19, virinae. Okay, pag genera, usually we have the virus, which is 348 na. And the species specific is your 2,290. Sobrang dami na nating viruses na known. And some families still lacks assigned order, and some species do not belong to any specific family, for they have still undergoing studies. Okay. Pholetic nature of your viral classification. So, viruses within a group share a common characteristic but may not have single defining feature. Okay, classification is based on multiple traits, not just one unifying property. Kaya minsan, bigla-biglang nalilipat yung mga virus into other families. So, what are the criteria? The complex classification include factors such as your host range. So, ano yung ini-infect nilang host or ano yung cell na ini-infect nila. Mode of transmission. Okay? Disease pathology. Anong disease yung kinukos nila. Kaya nga, dati, no, sabi ko kanina, si HIV was classified as human T-cell lymphocyte or HTLV virus. Okay? 1 or 2. So, kasi same sila ng kinukos na disease. Antigenicity. Okay? The immune response. So, gaano katindi yung immune response na ini-initiate ng virus. And then, the viral structure, depending on the size, the envelope, the capsid shape, okay? The genome type. So, depending or RNA, DNA ba sila? Single-stranded ba sila? Double-stranded or positive or negative sense ba sila? So, on a simplified viral classification, so three properties lang yung ginagamit natin. First is the morphology, depending on the capsid structure and shape. The replication strategy, okay, including the genotype, kung RNA, DNA, single, double-stranded, positive sense, negative sense. Presence or absence of envelope. So, naked or envelope virus. So, yan tatlo lang na yung classification na yan yung usual na ginagamit natin. Again, morphology, replication strategy, and presence or absence of your envelope. So, molecular techniques in viral taxonomy. So, DNA and RNA sequencing are now routine in clinical research and diagnostics. And however, due to genetic instability because of mutation, K-viral genome, K-sequencing mainly helps in your species relationship, epidemiological study, and even genotypes for target antiviral therapy. But again, sabi nga natin, due to genetic instability or the mutation, okay, the fast mutation of viruses, okay, we are still long way to produce drugs that target specific, okay, type of viruses. Para lang silang cancer. Hindi pare-pareho. Pag sinabi mong breast cancer, hindi pare-pareho ng gamot kasi iba-iba pa rin sila. Ganun. Okay. Practical clinical virology approach. So, virologists categorize virus primary on nucleic acid type. So, first natin ina-identify if DNA or RNA virus ba sila. Further classification, usually in your phylogenetic relationship and sequence data. So you have 6 steps in viral replication. So this viral replication, again, si virus cannot produce outside the host cell. Kailangan niya ng living cell in order for it to reproduce or replicate. And ito yung steps. First is attachment or adsorption. Hindi adsorption. Next is penetration or entry into the host cell. Then uncoating inside. So ito ay outside the cell. Ito ay inside. And then going outside ulit. So uncoating, so i-release niya yung genetic material. Macromolecular synthesis, it will reproduce its genetic material inside the cell. And viral assembly, kinukumpuni na niya kung ano yung kailangan niyang material na magbubuo dun sa virus and i-release na yung viral particle ulit sa outside world. So anong meron dyan? First is attachment. So the virus recognize and bind to specific receptor into the host cell. So sabi nga natin, specific. Okay? Kung T-cell lang ang gusto niya, T-cell lang. Hindi siya pwedeng pumunta sa B-cell, hindi siya pwedeng pumunta sa RBC, hindi siya pwedeng pumunta sa other type of cell. Kung ano lang yung gusto niya. Okay? Viral capsid. Kaya nga, di ba, anong meron ba tayo ngayon? You have your PrEP. Okay, si PrEP for HIV. So, si PrEP. Ano si PrEP? Pre-exposure prophylaxis. Anong ginagawa ni PrEP? For example, ito yung T-cell. Yan yung T-cell. Ang ginagawa ni PrEP, i-cover niya si T-cell para si virus hindi didikit kay T-cell. X, hindi siya makakadikit kasi meron siyang protection, which is yung PrEP, kino-cover niya yung T-cell. Kasi pag normally, ito yung T-cell, papasok dyan si V. Okay? Pero pag meron kang PrEP, no, kino-cover ni PrEP ang mga T-cell para hindi makapasok si V. So, anong ini-inhibit? Ni antiretroviral therapy, ni PrEP, ear attachment. Kasi wala siyang receptor na madidikitan. Kasi naka-cover yung receptor. Okay? So, the viral capsid protein or glycoprotein spikes interact with your host cell receptor. Okay? Pag capsid, that's your naked. Pag glycoprotein, that's your envelope. So, direkta sa host cell receptor. Depende sa virus. The virus binds to specific host cell site using viral surface protein, either capsid or glycoprotein spike. So, again, your viral tropism only infects specific cell types or tissue. Next, so nakadikit na si virus natin kay cell. Ano na mangyayari? It will penetrate. So, it will enter into the host cell. So, the virus enter the host cell using different mechanisms. So, you do have 3 mechanisms in order for your virus to enter your cell. So first is membrane fusion. So viral envelope fuses into host cell membranes allowing entry. So didikit siya, makikipag-fuse siya doon sa cell wall ng cell. Endocytosis naman, kakainin ni cell si virus. And then, si virus magre-replicate sa loob ng cell. So, pag membrane fusion, didikit lang siya dyan. Okay? Pagka endocytosis, anong gagawin ng cell? Kakainin niya yung virus. Pag direct injection, usually with the help of your bacteriophage, okay? Anong gagawin? Yan. Papasok yung virus dyan sa loob. Para siyang syringe that it will inject your genetic material inside the cell. Okay? So some viruses induces syncytia formation, which is multinucleated giant cell by fusing infected cell together. And this is common for your respiratory syncytial virus or your RSV. Uncoating. So, nakapasok na. So, ano na mangyayari? Magtatanggal na siya ng genetic material. So, the viral capsid is removed. So, tatanggalin niya na yung capsid in order for your genetic material to be exposed. So, ilalabas niya na si RNA or si DNA. So, this process occurs via enzymatic degradation, via viral or host enzyme, or simple dissociation. So, again, kung ito yung ating genetic material, di ba? Merong icosahedral dyan. Okay? So, matatanggal na yung icosahedral. Maiiwan na lang si genetic material. Okay, that's your uncoating. The viral genome is delivered into the nucleus or cytoplasm for replication. Again, hindi si virus ang nagme-mediate ng cell ng replication, but it's the host cell. Next, macromolecular synthesis. So the virus hijacks host machinery to produce protein such as early and late protein. So pag sa early protein, yung enzymes na kailangan niya for replication. Okay, pampadami. Pag structural protein, yung late protein, anong gagawin niya? Ito yung magko-compose ulit nung icosahedral formation para maging virus ulit siya later on. Again, si enzyme, si early proteins, yun yung kailangan niya para dumami siya. Okay? To reproduce. Okay? Pag late proteins naman, yun yung kailangan niya para mabuo siya. To make whole virus. Okay? Yun yung pinagkaiba nila. Viral genome replication occurs varying based on the genome type. So again, positive and negative sense RNA. Pag positive sense RNA, it already acts as an mRNA for direct protein synthesis. So kaya niya mag-direct protein synthesis pag positive sense. Pag negative sense, kailangan niya muna ma-convert into positive sense bago siya makapag-produce ng protein. Then, pag DNA virus, okay, replicates the nucleus, while most RNA viruses replicates in the cytoplasm. Kasi si DNA, usually, ay nasa nucleus. Kaya doon siya re-replicate. Unlike your RNA virus na nasa cytoplasm ang replication. Immunofluorescence can detect early viral protein for rapid viral identification. Kaya nga, we utilize immunofluorescence usually in identification some of the viruses. Okay? So, nakapag macromolecular synthesis, now we have to go to your viral assembly. So, meron na tayong mga components. Anong gagawin ni virus? Pag didikit-dikitin niya na, kukumponihin niya na, bubuin niya na yung sarili niya ulit. So, structural proteins, genome, and viral enzymes are assembled into new virus particle. And envelope virus acquire their membrane via or during budding from the host cell membrane. So, nuclear endoplasmic reticulum or cytoplasmic membrane. So, doon yung mga kinukuha usually yung envelope niya. And new virions are formed as viral genome are packed into protein coats. So, doon niya din makukuha yung whole um, whole structure niya. Then, after that, i-release na siya, ilalabas na siya ulit. So, we do have two major mechanisms as to the release. We have your cell lysis or lytic virus for non-envelope virus usually. Cause rapid host cell destruction, gradual leakage, or host cell lysis such as your poliovirus. Okay, kaya nga sila usually pag poliovirus, ano nangyayari sa pasyente? They are nagre-result sa paralyze or nagkakaroon ng paralysis. Okay. Sa budding naman, envelope viruses usually slowly exits the host cell, keeping the cell intact together, acquiring a lipid envelope from the host membrane. So usually, pag budding is envelope, such as your influenza and HIV. Okay. So, influenza is detected via hemaadsorption. So, the virus inserts hemagglutinins into the host cell membrane before budding. That's why your RBC adheres to infect cells but do not uninfect one. So, ginagamit niya si RBC in order to infect other cells. Okay, para pag dumikit si RBC dun sa target cell niya, may infect niya yung cell na yun. Each type of parang ginagawa niya sa sakyan si RBC. Each infected cell may produce up to 100,000 virion but only 1% may be infectious due to error in assembly. So this is now the mechanism. So ano meron dyan? So first, magkakaroon sila ng fusion. So again, for example, this is an HIV virus. Anong receptor niya? Your CD4. Your CD4 will be attaching into the GP120 spike of your HIV. So, magkakaroon sila ng attachment. Anong tawag sa phase nito? Okay, attachment or adsorption. Okay, na magkakaroon sila ng fusion. Then, ano mangyayari after that? It will be transist inside your cell. Okay? After ng absorption, magkakaroon na ng N3. Okay, magkakaroon na ng N3. Then, the viral DNA is formed. So, anong mangyayari ulit? Magde-disintegrate yung components in order for your genome, okay, or viral genome to replicate inside. Okay? So, since this is a DNA virus, sa loob siya ng nucleus papasok. And after magkaroon ng replication sa loob, okay, anong gagawin niya? Yung yung DNA material niya, papapasukin niya dito in order for it to reproduce. Okay? Kokopyahin natin, di ba? Magkakaroon tayo ng replication. So, pag nagkaroon na kayo ng replica ng DNA niya, lalabas na siya sa nucleus and will be going outside, forming again your envelope virus via budding. So, budding. So, ginagamit niyo yung cell wall or yung membrane to bud or as its envelope. Okay? So, another. Ayan. Infectious virus. Okay? Fusion. Okay? Ang mangyayari dyan, kakaroon ng reverse transcription. That's your HIV pa rin. Okay, ito, this one. So, lytic and lysogenic. So, again, host recognition. This is a bacteriophage. So, via injection tayo. So, nagpumatong siya, nag-absorb, nag-inject. So, direct penetration. Okay? Then, magkakaroon ng replication inside. Synthesis of new phage or new viral content. Then, mag-assembly. Magre-release via lysis. Masisira yung cell. And marirelease si bagong bacteriophage. Okay? So sa viral entry and transmission, viruses can enter the body through various routes such as respiratory, aerosols for your influenza and rhinoviruses, contaminated food or water for your rota and hepatitis A. So pag rotavirus, usually gastroenteritis for your children. Okay. Congenital, okay, transmission via mother to fetus, such as your rubella and cytomegalovirus. Contaminated body fluids, okay, bloodborne viruses such as your hepatitis B and HIV. Animal or insect bites such as your rabies, arbo, viruses, or yellow fever. Okay. Indigenous latent infection such as your herpes viruses and reactivating. So, for your herpes, so pag nag-reactivate yan, pwede ka ulit magkaroon ng herpes. Okay, latent infection. Late. Late manifestation. So, on a viral spread and disease progression, after release, the virus can spread okay, locally or to your nearby tissue. So, depende kung paano siya mag-spread. Such as, kunyari, dumidikit nga siya sa RBC to infect other cells via kinakarga siya, no? Sinasakay lang siya ni RBC. So, pag local naman, kung nandun lang siya sa area, kung ano lang yung cell types na meron siyang receptor dun sa area, yun lang yung ini-infect niya. So, through the bloodstream, so kung meron tayong bacteremia, meron tayong viremia. So, viremia, we do have two types, primary viremia, so initial spread, okay, to your reticuloendothelial system. And pag secondary viremia, to the other organs na. So, pagka primary, dun lang muna sa site or sa organ na yon. Pero pag secondary, lilipat na siya sa ibang organ. Pagka meron na tayong secondary viremia, usually meron na tayong symptoms as to this. Clinical symptoms and incubation period. So we do have immediate, delayed, and long. So pag immediate, so usually rhinoviruses such as caused by your causing your common cold. So appear early, magkakaroon ka kaagad ng sipon. Okay, nabahin ka na agad ng bahing. Pag delayed naman, symptoms such as polio appear after secondary viremia. So, mapaparalyze ka lang pag nagpunta na sa ibang parts ng katawan mo, such as on your spinal cord or your brain. So, pag long term naman, such as your Hepa A and Hepa B, may last 2 weeks to months before symptoms manifest. Kaya nga meron tayong acute phase and chronic phase of your hepatitis. So yan, this is the transmission. So magkakaroon ng inoculation of your respiratory tract via inhalation. So ano mangyayari? Magre-replicate doon. Mag-i-spread via your lymphatic tissue. So first spreading yan, that will be your first primary viremia. Then pag nagpunta na siya sa bloodstream causing other organs to be infected, you have your secondary viremia. Wide dissemination, na. Punta na siya sa eye, sa respiratory tract, GI, urinary, and other organs. Then, kakaroon ka ng manifestation of rash. Then, other, phases. So, continued viral replication, possible fatal outcomes. Pag acute lang, usually, depende. Post-infection, causing encephalitis and even pwede ka din mag-recover. So, ito, usually, manifestation ng sakit. Pwede kang mag-recover after. Pero, most of the disease, again, pagka-viral, are self-limiting. Walang gamot. Okay. So, these are viral syndrome and their pathogens. So, you have your upper respiratory tract infection caused by your rhinovirus, coronavirus, parainfluenza, adeno, RSV, and influenza. And so on and so forth. Ayun yung mga common. So for RS, upper respiratory, ang tanda nyo lang yung si rhino, which is the common one. Adeno, RSV. Pag pharyngitis naman, again, adeno, coxsackie. Okay? Yung mga yan. And others. Then, this is as to age. Then, all patients, so this is the common. Parotitis, your mumps, again. Ano pa bang common dito? Your infectious mononucleosis, your EBV and your CMV, okay, and others. So you need to remember this. Okay? So what are the common viral disease? So for enterovirus, common is your poliomyelitis or your polio. So your poliovirus is an entero that causes poliomyelitis leading to placid paralysis due to motor neuron destruction on your brain on your spinal cord. Vaccination has dramatically reduced polio worldwide. Pero meron pa rin tayo nakikita niyan pagka sobrang layo or GIDA area. Next, we have your Epstein-Barr virus or your EBV causing infectious mononucleosis. So this is a herpes virus causing infectious mononucleosis or your kissing disease characterized by fever, sore throat. Okay, we will have a deeper discussion on this. You just need to know this common viral disease. Okay, associated also with Burkitt's lymphoma and nasopharyngeal carcinoma. For flavivirus, common cause is yellow fever or dengue. Meron din tayong dengue dyan, yellow fever and dengue. Okay, so same manifestations, yellow fever with your dengue. Herpes virus simplex 1, pag 1, stomatitis, okay, causing your oral mucosa. Okay, this is known as your herpes labialis. Pag herpes virus 6 naman, or human herpes virus 6, this is called your Rosola. Okay, Rosola infantum or exantem subbitum. Okay, common in childhood. Okay, sudden pink macropapillary rash and as fever resolved. So, yeah, mga yan. Then HIV, syempre of course, HIV causing your AIDS and again attacks your CD4 T cell. And what is the hallmark? Your Kaposi sarcoma. Human papillomavirus, your warts. Okay. Cutaneous warts, pwede. Genital warts. Okay. And can cause also cancer, cervical cancer, specific your HPV 16 and 18. And this also has now vaccines. Okay. Then you have your human T-cell lymphotropic virus or T-cell lymphocyte virus. So same sila ni HIV kaya nga dating na na-classify si HIV as this one causing adult T-cell leukemia. Next is Lysa virus causing rabies. Okay, animal bite. Again, neurologic dysfunction such as agitation, hydrophobia, fear of water. Okay, meron din siyang aerophobia, fear of air or wind. So, kaya hindi pwedeng tapatan ng electric fan kasi mas lalo silang nagwawala. Paralysis and eventually death. So, wala pa ako nababalitaan na nakaka-survive pagka nag-manifest na ng hydrophobia and aerophobia. Even photophobia. Meron ding manifestation si rabies. So, morbillivirus or measles. Commonly caused is measles or rubiola. Okay? Iba si rubiola kay rubella, ha? Okay, iba yan. Okay? Presenting with Koplik spots. Hallmark for your measles, Koplik spots. Parvovirus B19, Exanthem infectiosum, known as your fifth disease. Okay, presents as slap cheek appearance and usually causing hydrops fatalis in pregnant women. And you have also your pneumovirus, specific is your RSV, okay, bronchiolitis and pneumonia. Rubevirus, rubella. O, iba yung kanina, rubiola yun ha. Now, your rubella is known as your German measles. Pag measles lang, rubiola. Pagka rubella, German measles. Okay? Ayan. Toga virus, common is equine encephalitis. Okay? causing neurological symptoms such as seizure and coma. Varicella zoster, your chicken pox. Pero pagka sa adult, no, pag re-emission, varicella. Okay. Yan. Herpes zoster, your shingles. Pagka na-reactivate, pag mulit ulit. Kaya still, nagkakaroon tayo ng vaccination for varicella pag matanda na. Then variola, causing your smallpox. Okay. See, this was already eradicated in 1980. So how do we prevent viral infections? Vaccination, of course. Effective for certain viruses such as your measles, mumps, rubella, influenza, Hepa A, Hepa B. Pero Hepa A usually hindi ginagamit to sa Pilipinas kasi endemic sa Pilipinas. Hepa B, K polio, rabies, HPV. They can start now as early as 9 years old. Varicella and rotavirus. Rotavirus hindi din common sa Pilipinas. So, your vaccination provides herd immunity. So, your herd immunity helps protect unvaccinated individuals. Bakit? Those vaccinated individuals, since wala na sa kanilang manifestation, hindi na mag-replicate si virus. That's why, nagkakaroon din ng protection yung mga unvaccinated individuals. Then, you can also have non-pharmacologic intervention, meaning walang provision ng gamot or hindi gumagamit ng gamot, such as your hand hygiene. Of course, yan yung mga thorough hand washing, use of hand sanitizers, avoid contact, especially if you are infected with communicable, direct contact, such as your coughing, respiratory droplets. Safe food and water handling for fecal-oral route, such as your norovirus and norovirus, Norwalk virus, and Hepa A. Your vector control, of course, reduce your reservoir as to the zoonotic reservoir, such as transmission of mosquito. So, pinoprevent natin si mosquito to replicate or to reproduce. Okay, causing your dengue, Zika, and chikungunya. Chikungunya is breaking bone disease. Same siya kay dengue, pero anong pinagkaiba ni chikungunya kay dengue? Ito, masakit ang mga kasukasuhan. Kaya nga breaking bone. Then you have your antiviral therapy. So usually the mechanism of action, it targets viral replication by inhibiting viral enzymes such as your polymerase, protease, and reverse transcriptase for your retroviruses. So some prevents viral entry via neuraminidase inhibitor for influenza. Ano pa yung nagpo-provide ng virus entry or release? Usually your PrEP. Yeah, common. Kilala na ngayon. So, ano yung usual antiviral therapy? For virus, we have antiretroviral therapy such as your tenofovir, lamivudine, and dolutegravir. So, malalaman nyo pag pang viral infection, usually nag-end sa vir. Hepatitis C, direct antiviral such as your sufosbuvir, ledivasvir. Pag herpes naman, acyclovir, valacyclovir, and ganicyclovir. Okay, hepatitis B, tenofovir, entecavir, and interferon. Pag RSV, ribavirin. And for your influenza, oseltamivir. Okay, Tamiflu, common brand name, and Sinamivir. Kaya usually, ginamit natin itong oseltamivir sa COVID-19 din. Then, this is my reference as to the lecture.